Eve Plumb unrecognizable since the facts of life. Kim Fields. Dorothy Ramsey, portrayed by Kim Fields, was the youngest member of the main cast. Fields, popular known as Tootsie, landed the part when she was only 11 years old, and she was also the show's sole African-American. Her ethnicity aided in addressing problems of prejudice, and she became a key character in numerous plots in the show. Tootsie would frequently glide about the premises on roller skates to cover her diminutive stature. Kim Fields right now. It turns out that Kim Fields' career began with the facts of life. She went on to appear in 5 seasons of Living Single. Fields eventually chose to extend her studies and enroll at Pepperdine University. After obtaining her certification, she returned to television, this time as a director. Fields directed many episodes of Kenan and Kel on Nickelodeon. She's recently appeared as a guest star on many reality television series, including The Real Housewives of Atlanta and Dancing with the Stars. Then there's Molly Ringwald. Before the program hit its stride, it went through a number of modifications in its first 2 seasons. Eventually, the core cast was reduced in size so that each character could have enough screen time. However, this meant that young stars like Molly Ringwald would be fired from the program early on. Ringwald naturally became furious over this early discharge and made quite a spectacle. Nonetheless, she wouldn't have to moan for too long. Now, Molly Ringwald. Molly Ringwald bounced back quickly after her tenure on The Facts of Life ended abruptly. It turned out to be a blessing in disguise, as Ringwald went on to become one of the most recognizable performers of the 1980s. The teenage actress had a good working connection with filmmaker John Hughes and appeared in several of his 1980s masterpieces, including 16 Candles, The Breakfast Club, and Pretty in Pink. Then there was George Clooney. George Clooney, believe it or not, made many cameos on The Facts of Life after joining the ensemble in Season 7. Although his parts on the program and other comedies such as Roseanne were memorable early in his career, Clooney could never have predicted how his career would go later on. Clooney was on his way to success with his portrayal of handyman George Burnett and an iconic on-screen kiss with Blair Warner. Now George Clooney. Shows like The Facts of Life and Roseanne established George Clooney as a great up-and-coming actor on television. However, it was his portrayal of Dr. Doug Ross on ER that catapulted Clooney to stardom. This provided the actor with the necessary stepping stone into Hollywood, and it wouldn't be long before Clooney became a sensation for performances such as Danny Ocean in the Ocean's trilogy. He also received 2 Academy Awards. Then Charlotte Rae. Mrs. Edna Garrett, the housekeeper at Eastland Prep School, was the major character in The Facts of Life. Charlotte Rae obviously placed her imprint on the job and sought to have a good influence on the first 7 girls from the start. Season 2 saw some significant changes. For example, the cast was reduced in order to concentrate more on the key characters. As a consequence, Edna Garrett blossomed and rose to become the show's most significant character. Now, Charlotte Rae. Charlotte Rae is still going strong despite being in her 90s. The retiring actress's effervescent attitude has not faded with the passage of time, and she's left a significant legacy. Rae, who was nominated for an Emmy, went on to appear in a number of other series and even built a reputation for herself in a number of films. Despite the fact that she hasn't done much work recently, she still makes an appearance here and there. Her most recent film performance was in Ricky and the Flash in 2015. Then Lisa Whelchel. Beauty is said to be a burden at times, but it seems that Lisa Whelchel was able to bear it as Blair Warner. Whelchel landed the job at 14 years old and brilliantly represented the transformation from grumpy adolescent to gorgeous young lady over the course of the show's run. It didn't take long for her original image as a rebellious teen to transform following Season 2's pivot. Now Lisa Whelchel. Lisa Whelchel went on to accomplish much more than play a spoiled child in The Facts of Life. She moved on to pursue 2 more hobbies in her life after the program ended: religion and music. Whelchel opted to compose religious music as a consequence of her Christian convictions and was nominated for a Grammy for her album All Because of You. Then in 2012, she appeared in Survivor Philippines, where she finished second and earned $100,000. Mindy Cohn. Then young Mindy Cohn couldn't believe her good fortune when she was cast as Natalie in The Facts of Life. She turned out to be ideal for the job, especially when Charlotte Rae spotted her in an all-girls prep school. She came upon Mindy while conducting research for the job. Ray fell in love at first sight with this young child and knew she was the one. The rest is history, and Mindy remained a constant throughout the run of the program. Mindy Cohn currently. Cohn's involvement with the Facts of Life would turn out to be only the beginning of many projects in her career. Other episodes in which the young actress appeared were, to mention a few, The Second Half, 21 Jump Street, and The Secret Life of an American Teenager. Cohn, on the other hand, needed to brush up on her culinary talents. As a result, she was named one of America's worst cooks. She appeared in 8 episodes of the Food Network program as a guest star. Then, Nancy McKeon. The most significant alteration of the program occurred at the conclusion of the first season, when a number of cast members were fired. A few new actors were introduced, with Nancy McKeon being the most famous. McKeon would go on to play the show's outstanding role, Jo. Her rivalry with Blair was obvious from the start, and Jo represented the sort of person with whom many young people could connect. Now, Nancy McKeon. Despite the fact that her time on the program came to an end, Nancy McKeon went on to have a very successful career outside of the Facts of Life. Although it took almost a decade for her to return to the spotlight, the wait was worthwhile. Her next prominent role was that of Inspector Jenny Axted in the television series The Division. She was in 88 episodes. However, she may have had a very different career if she had been cast as Monica Geller in the comedy Friends. Cloris Leachman. Cloris Leachman will be most known as Edna Garrett's successor as the less appealing Beverly Ann. Beverly Ann took over for the remainder of the program once Garrett was written out. Despite the fact that Charlotte Rae had had enough of the program, she was certain that Leachman was a viable substitute. She had big shoes to fill, but Leachman made the part her own and amassed a sizable fan following. Now, Cloris Leachman. What distinguished Leachman from the rest of the group was that she was already well established in the world of acting, having been in a number of popular films. She holds the record for the most primetime Emmy nominations and trophies with 8. Her fame extended to the silver screen, where she earned an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for her performance in 1971's The Last Picture Show. She's appeared in series like Malcolm in the Middle. Then there was John Lawler. Another character that didn't survive season 1 after all the drastic alterations was John Lawler. This did not diminish the importance of Headmaster Stephen Bradley in the original development of the plot. Despite the fact that Lawler played an important part in season 1, producers thought that his story had concluded and there was no way to continue with him. The program continued without him for the following 8 seasons. Now, John Lawler. Unlike Molly Ringwald, who went on to achieve great things after being fired from the Facts of Life, John Lawler did not do as well after leaving the program. However, if the picture is any indication, Lawler had some success on television. Some of his best performances were on programs like Breaking Bad and Scoundrels. He also appeared on Knots Landing, LA Law, Barney Miller, Alice, Ellery Queen, and The Rockford Files, among others. Then there's Felice Shester. Here's an example of a character you may have missed if you had glanced away for a brief second. Felice Shester had a short cameo as a little child named Nancy in season 1 of The Facts of Life. She, like Molly Ringwald and John Lawler's characters, appeared in the first season before giving way to the main cast for the remainder of the show's existence. However, Shester's character wouldn't be over. Now, Felice Shester. Shester's feelings of rejection after being fired from The Facts of Life were short-lived. Soon after, she co-starred in the 1981 coming-of-age comedy Zapped with Scott Baio. Shester's portrayal earned her a cult following, and despite dropping out of the spotlight over the years, the actress still had a few tricks up her sleeve. Shester ultimately worked behind the camera, notably as a production supervisor for series like Law & Order SVU. Julie Piekarski. Before joining the cast of The Facts of Life, Julie Piekarski had already built a name for herself. She was already well known for her performance in Disney's The New Mickey Mouse Club. It wasn't long before executives saw this young Mouseketeer and cast her as Sue Ann Weaver. Piekarski, on the other hand, was one of the numerous cast members who didn't make it through season 1. However, that wasn't the last time fans saw her, as she returned to the role on occasion. Now, Julie Piekarski. Julie Piekarski was back on the drawing board, but it wouldn't be long before she was back in the limelight. She worked on series including Three's Company, Quincy M.E., The Best of Times, and ABC After School specials during the following several years. She also worked as a reporter for KPLR St. Louis before marrying in 1986. Julie Piekarski now spends most of her time with her family. Then, Eve Plumb. Eve Plumb, like other cast members on this list, had already established herself as a very well-known celebrity before joining The Facts of Life. Plumb is best known for her role as Jan Brady on The Brady Bunch. However, it was a huge thing when it was revealed that Plumb would appear in 2 episodes of the program. Fans found it difficult to take Jan Brady seriously after 117 episodes and a few films. Eve Plumb right now. Eve Plumb, at the age of 11, acquired her first house for $55,000. Her early success on The Brady Bunch contributed to this. The home recently fetched a stunning $3.9 million after growing in value over time. Plumb's connection with the other Bradys, however, became strained over time, and she refused to appear on ABC's The Brady Bunch Hour. A missed appearance on TV Land Brady Celebration followed this. Nonetheless, she's still employed in the business. Then there was David Aykroyd. David Aykroyd, like Juliette Lewis, was considered for a role in the Facts of Life spin-off. Producers felt his character, Major Dorsey, had the potential to be the leader of the Stone Military Academy, an all-boys institution. However, this concept was never completely fulfilled, and despite the release of a pilot, Major Dorsey's career ended there. Aykroyd's character was only on the show for 2 episodes. Now, David Aykroyd. Despite the fact that David Aykroyd continued to perform after his stint on The Facts of Life, nothing compares to his 2 episodes of stardom on the program. However, there is a list of well-known series in which he had small parts: Walker, Texas Ranger, Xena, Warrior Princess, The Real Adventures of Johnny Quest, and A Peaceable Kingdom were among them. Then, in 1998, Aykroyd landed his most enduring job yet, narrating a program called History's Mysteries. Jennifer Barlow, then. The year 1983 was an intriguing one for the show. Jennifer Barlow's participation seemed natural and suited to the way The Facts of Life was going because of the constant shifts in narrative and cast. She was only on the program for 2 episodes, yet it seemed like she was there for much longer. With her features and charisma, the character playing Alicia stole the moment she was in. Barlow was the go-to girl for guest appearances at the time. Jen Barlow now. Jen Barlow was cast as the first female captain of the Starship Enterprise in Star Trek: The Next Generation. Barlow followed the usual evolution in film industry and finally became a producer and director. Barlow has acquired ownership of firms such as Night Sun Films and Rebel Girl Films since her stint on the program, and she's even been behind award-winning work. She's so popular that she's successful shows at the Roxy Theater. Mayim Bialik. Mayim Bialik's acting career dates back to her youth. She had a brief part in The Facts of Life before landing a role in Beaches, for which she received a Young Artist Award. She only appeared in the final 2 episodes of the program as Jennifer Cole. Bialik's future was unclear at the moment, particularly after such a brief appearance. She would, however, go on to become one of the show's most successful stars. Now, Mayim Bialik. Bialik's fortunes have obviously shifted. She quickly became a household celebrity with her breakthrough role as Amy Farrah Fowler on The Big Bang Theory. Bialik is officially one of the biggest stars on television, but she's much more than that. She's been nominated for a number of prizes, including 3 Primetime Emmys. The actress, on the other hand, has a PhD in neuroscience. It only goes to show that if you set your mind to it, you can do anything. Then there's Seth Green. Seth Green is another kid actor who's gone on to achieve tremendous success in the world of television. Green, like Mayim Bialik, featured on The Facts of Life toward the conclusion of its run. Green's appearance on the program as Adam Brinkerhoff was also restricted to just 2 episodes. Although the new cast members were promised a spin-off series, it never materialized. Despite this first setback, Green appeared in 2 films in 1988, but the best was yet to come. Seth Green now. Green's career has steadily advanced after a short stint on the program. The young celebrity grew into a mature TV actor, appearing in series like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and films like the Austin Powers trilogy. Green has recently achieved fame as a voice actor, voicing Chris Griffin on Seth MacFarlane's successful animated series Family Guy. Green is also the creator, writer, director, and performer of his cartoon program Robot Chicken.